All right, hello everyone. My name's Gavin Lance Top. I'm here with Josh Scales. He's just completed our 12-month Man Alive Experience Mentorship. Hey, welcome, mate. Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
No, excellent. And mate, can I just briefly, even going back 12 months ago, can you just briefly talk about the sort of bloke, the man that you were then? What did that look like?
12 months ago. I reckon straight up I'm going to say I was angry.
Yeah.
I was frustrated. I was trying really hard, but it just wasn't coming together. Not how I wanted it to.
Yeah.
And, that was frustrating me a lot internally. And therefore, that frustration, it's created twice inside and then then for real, and therefore it was coming out, often in the wrong way. So, as good as life was, it was, still pretty tough, eh?
Yeah.
Some days, to tell you the truth, some days I'd wake up and I'd wonder why we're here.
Yeah.
It felt like it was that hard.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome, mate. Thank you, mate. It's one of the things I love about you, mate. You're always real and honest.
Mate,
great.
it's the only way to be.
So, mate, what was one thing that you heard or did you see that said, I'm going to start the Man Alive?
One thing that I heard or saw. Mate, I don't know if there was anything in particular that I heard or saw beforehand. We just sort of got connected, and there was just that question, what's it going to cost me if I don't do it? And I just felt like there was nothing really to lose. I was at that point, even with the family, and I wasn't really that broke, but you had financial problems and things, and I just thought, I've got nothing to lose here. You can't. It can't get much worse. It probably could have, but you know what I mean. But like I've already seen the bottom, so all I've got is to gain. So I jumped in.
Because I even recently, like 2 days ago, you completed the 12 months, and you did a post with all, it was great post with all the in our mentorship group about what it cost you.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. I thought it was a great post, about all the things you thought it was going to cost you. And, mate, do you want to talk about that? Because initially, because it can be quite daunting, the fact that you're committing, men commit to something for 12 months, let alone they've got to invest in themselves as well. What was that like?
I've done, a fair few sort of informal qualifications and stuff throughout my work life where I've gone and asked for time off work, and I've paid for those 3-day courses and whatnot for myself. So, I've always been, someone that wants to learn and grow and better myself along the way. This just looked like to me, a 365-day one of them.
Yeah.
So, it's and the things that it's cost me, like I said in that list, it's cost me some time.
Yep.
It's cost me some bad habits.
Yeah.
It's cost me some limiting beliefs that I had. It's cost me some of my old paradigms.
Yeah.
But the gains, if you put that out on a seesaw, those things are on the ground, and the things that I've gained are on the top of the seesaw on the other side.
Yeah. And I like something I like. Hey, listen, if you haven't heard Josh before, leave him a great comment. Tell him something amazing, what he's saying, how you're inspiring him. If you're listening to the repeat, let us know. But, one of the things I always like to say, what's it going to cost you not to do it? Or in a lot of cases, it's going to, cost you your old way of doing things, your old life. So, but mate, I want to talk about the 12 months, mate. What's really been the gains? What's different about Josh, your family, your business, etc.?
I'll just write them down. So the gains and the differences in family.
Yeah.
What was the other one? business.
Mate, let's just go, mate. Tell me what's the first thing comes to your head.
I've got control. I choose, and I've got control now every single day.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I guess if you just went from 367 days ago to today, I'm a lot less angry. A lot less angry. So therefore I'm calmer, and therefore I'm making better decisions. That's one of the biggest things that I've noticed within myself.
Yeah.
Just the vibe and general mood in the house is usually better. It's not always perfect. It's still a house. It's still a family. It's still a family. But on an average, it's definitely better.
Yeah. If I was
things
to
at
ask
work.
your wife, geez, we should get your wife on. If I was to ask your wife, what's different? What would she say, you reckon?
I think she'd just agree with me. I think she's been supportive the whole way, and she's always, just like all the men in the group, she's always said that the gains that I've made are quite obvious, and I think that she'd pretty much just say what I'm saying. Yeah, I think she'd 100% agree.
Yeah. And
I think she's happier for it too as well.
Yeah. So tell us, what are some other things that I mean? It's a lot to talk about, a whole 12 months. But mate, what's been some of the highlights for you, do you think?
That have come out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the highlights for me at the moment is we're sort of, what's the word I need? Me and a couple of other men out of the program, we're basically working on a second business together as a team. And at the moment, that's one of the highlights, because I always wanted to start a second business, but it's really enjoyable to do it with somebody else that's on the same page.
Yeah.
And, I guess our strengths that we bring together as that team also there's still a risk in it for the three of us.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, well, you know what? Even if it fails, we're still going to have a great time doing that together. Yeah. And I wouldn't have met those men without the Man Alive mentorship.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have met me. Yeah. And we probably together wouldn't have built and learnt the skills that we needed over the last 12 months to do that. Like I would have been, if you asked me to work with other people to start a business 2 years ago, I wouldn't have wanted to do it. I would have wanted to do it on my own. But I guess now that I've done one on my own, changing it up and doing that with somebody else is something different. And it's really enjoyable. We often have a great chat and a good laugh while we're doing it. It makes it really fun.
Yeah, of course.
Takes the fear out of it.
Yeah. No, that's good, mate. That's good. And I suppose, mate, there's going to be a lot of people talking and mate, because I know you're a great leader in the group, and you're, just in general, you're a great leader. I'm just really seeing your strengths really come out along the way along this 12 months. And I mean, mate, there's going to be a lot of people that are looking at you and think, wow, that's amazing. Well, what advice would you give people that were maybe like you a year ago or just over a year ago?
Well, the first thing I'd say is that it's not easy.
Yeah.
I'll tell the whole world here that I've cried throughout this program, and purely because of this program, probably 6 or 7 times at least.
Yeah.
I've had to find things out about myself that maybe I knew, but I was hiding under a blanket. Yeah. Maybe I didn't know them, but they've come to the surface. And when I've realised what was inside me, that hurt, So it's not easy, but if you do the work, you get the reward. It's that simple,
Yeah.
So, it's a compounding interest style of reward too. You can't just do it. You couldn't do a month and get the same rewards.
No.
Once you've learned all the aspects that are involved in the program and you can apply them, I can only see each year in the future getting better and better. And instead of thinking about how crappy it's going to be when I'm 50, I'm sitting here wondering how great's it going to be, because I've got 14 years to compound my choices and decisions until then. So,
and I suppose, mate, what's it like having other men in the group that, like you say, all different ages, How's that? Like you said, I can't help but think of a couple of men that have been doing, like, I suppose, improving themselves for that length of time. I mean, what's it like having those sort of men in there?
I think it's just great having all sorts of men in there.
Yeah.
Because if we were all the same, we just wouldn't have a group. You'd have a line of unison and it'd be boring.
That's right.
So, you know, you have to be yourself because everybody else is taken.
Yeah,
And
it.
yeah, it's just everybody's contribution is different, and all of their backstories are different, that's what gives them a different contribution.
Yeah.
And you know, every day, every time we have a Zoom or you talk to a different person, everybody's got some different gold for different topics. So, you know, there's no one winner in all, like, not one person's just a winner, but combined we're all winning. That's how I see it.
Yeah, we win together. Love it.
Yeah.
And mate, you said something interesting. Well, I thought it was brilliant the other day. Whereas one of the things that we're going through on the Zoom calls, it's your third time going through it. And you said the first time it didn't really do that much. It wasn't until the second time. And then the third time you kind of really opening your eyes to creating oaths and changing your future, etc. Mate, what's that been like, I suppose, going through certain things in the program a couple of times?
I think probably just like anything, the first time you come across something that's new, so you're a little bit unsure. Reminds me of a cow walking onto the back of a new truck out bush. She's always a little bit unsure and a little bit spooky of what's going on. But once she's run up that same ramp in that same truck, a couple of times, they start doing it like clockwork. And I think, that's what I sort of see and feel when I think of that. So yeah, the first time we hit oaths, I was scared to make a promise to myself. I was a bit of a we'll just say I was a little bit loose.
Yeah.
In my early days, and that sort of reputations just followed me, and I guess that was one of the paradigms that I've lost, that I'm not loose, I'm in control. And, so I was scared to make that promise to myself the first time. I thought it was a great idea, but I just wasn't ready for it. And so obviously I think that's probably running from about, I'm going to say April to November. So about 6 months probably before we hit the oath topic again. And then November to now is about just doing 6 months till we've hit it again. So I've made a new oath this week. And I think making them moving forward is just going to be a whole lot easier.
You want to share
the one that I did this week?
Yeah.
I did just write it down. If I had to try and recall it word for word, I'm probably a little bit wrong, but it goes something like this. Oh, I wish I could read it.
You need to work on it. What about the other oath that you made 6 months ago?
That oath was that I'd never use any substances or alcohol ever again. In a short, and so I've
how are you going?
Haven't touched a thing.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So once I made that oath, while I was just trying to drink a little bit, the gate to that paddock was open, the pub door was open, the bottle-o was open, and I would let myself in there. But once I'd made the oath, I shut the gate, shut the door, no more. It just became too easy because there wasn't an option.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. And like for everyone who's watching, many times, we see with men like Josh going through, it's about creating your future, creating that mission, that dream that lives in you, actually get it to actually happen. By creating oaths, disciplines, creates a culture, something that we live by, customs, habits, and of course you get to choose. And I mean, mate, moving forward, tell me about the future. What's the next 12 months, 2 years, etc.? What's it look like now?
Wow, big question. I I'm just going to say that I am going to be healthier.
Yep.
I am going to be wealthier because of that.
Yep.
My disciplines are going to bring me a better financial future and bring me some security around that.
Of course.
My marriage is going to be enjoyable, prosperous, and fun.
Yeah.
My business is going to grow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start other businesses and, you know, use that to build myself a life where I can do the adventures that I want to do. That's what it looks like for me.
Well, mate, that's a far cry from a year ago being
Isn't
an
it?
angry side. That's
Isn't
a
it?
far. And, mate, you've made a commitment. Mate, you've plugged in for the next 12 months in your second year. Mate, awesome. Well done. And,
Thank you.
mate, it's so good, mate. I'm so proud of you. You know, I know a lot of the men doing the program with you are just so inspired by you, mate. So, mate, thank you for giving it your all. You know, investing in yourself, turning up to the task, and you know, and as I said, you know, sure, mate, you're going to create an amazing legacy out of this. So, mate, thank you.
Oh, mate, I'd just like to thank you for, you know, putting up a good show.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have said it enough. The immersion weekend that we did at the Gold Coast that you, Michelle, and Janae set up and pulled off, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll never forget that weekend, and I can't wait till we hit that again in May. It's going to be awesome.
Right. That last one was okay. Next one's going to be 5 times better.
Makes me wonder what you're going to pull out of your hat.
No, awesome. Hey, listen, can everyone give this bloke some encouragement? Leave him a great comment. If you know somebody who would be inspired by this, share it, tag them in it, etc. But all right, mate. Hey, thanks very much. Over and out.
No worries. See you later. Thank you.
Bye-bye.